Hey guys, what is up? This is Swift for Chinese Tech. Today I have the full review of the phone that I unboxed earlier about a week ago, and it's the Xiaomi Hongmi or Redmi, depending on which country you're from and what they call it. So this is the ultimate budget phone, the most value for money. If you don't want to watch the whole video, that's the verdict. If you can get it at the suggested retail price, it is definitely worth it. So let's just take a look at the phone, the build, and just move on to the software itself in a while. So right here you see is the Xiaomi. Let's just read out some of the specifications of the phone. In terms of dimensions, it's 137 by 69, and the thickness is 9.9 millimeter. So it's quite a thick phone. But it is definitely one of the smaller phones if you consider all the 5-inch and all the phablets that we have nowadays. So the phone here has a 4.7-inch 720p IPS display. So this is not a full HD display, but that's not to be a problem because of course, like I mentioned before in another video, the naked eye cannot see much difference between the pixel densities when they go up all the way. So that's one thing to take note. The phone supports dual SIM, and I can just show you by opening the back up. And it's dual SIM standby, similar to the likes of your other Chinese phones, meaning that you can put both SIMs at the same time and they will both work. But what you need to take note is that for the second SIM slot, it only supports GSM, which means there's no 3G data connection for the second SIM. As for the first one, there is, and there are two versions out there. The one that supports the TD-SCMA or something like that, that's mainly the waveband for the Chinese telecoms. So for international users, you must buy the WCDMA version, and this is the one that I have with me right now. And the bands that they support for this phone is GSM 900, 1800 and 1900 megahertz, and as for 3G network is WCDMA 900 and 2100 megahertz. So for you American users out there, there might be some deficiencies, so do take note if you're going to purchase it, whether your service provider do support such a bandwidth. Now the phone comes with an expansion slot, and rightfully so, because the internal ROM is only 4 gigs, but expansion allows up to 32 gig and micro SD. Battery that is provided is 2050 milliampere hour, so it's pretty decent for this size of a phone. Now straight off, I like to say that the phone has this heft to it, and it's by no means a terrible thing, because it feels actually quite solid and premium to the touch. And really, when you first pick this up, you will never tell that this is a budget phone. So this is one of the good things of it. In terms of hardware specifications, this is by no means a phone that lacks in such a department. It has the quad-core MTK6589 Turbo, or the overclock edition, so it definitely have a very powerful CPU. As for the graphics processor, it's the PowerVR SGX 544 single core. That is similar to your Galaxy S4, I believe, but it isn't the same because this is only a single core, whereas the S4 has a multiple core GPU. Now in terms of RAM, it has 1 gigabyte, definitely sufficient enough. I did not find any slowdowns in the phone in my days of usage, and it should work for most of you. Front camera is 1.3 megapixel, kind of let down, honestly, because considering all the other phones you have, you usually have a 5 megapixel, but it's not so much a problem, because why do you need a high megapixel front camera when if you're gonna do a webcam, let's say through your phone, you will not have the speed or data speed to actually support HD video conferencing or any of that sort. And at the back we have a 8 megapixel camera, not too bad. It allows up to 1080p video recording at 30 frames per second. Now at the front, you'll see here there are 3 capacitive buttons, and right below the home button there will be a notification LED. Now the LED light isn't the biggest you'll see, but is definitely one of the brighter few LEDs, and it's definitely noticeable. And that's something I really like about the phone, is that the light, while it's small, it works, and that's one thing you have to take note. Now to the side we have the volume rocker as well as the power button. Now I mentioned before in my other review that I do not like such placements of buttons, because it is simply kind of weird sometimes. Instead of turning the volume down, I might accidentally press the power button and switch the screen off. So a suggestion would be to actually change the position of the power button, if not make some kind of groove like a dent or something like that, something rough or something, so that you can differentiate what you are actually pressing. Now moving on to the other side, you have nothing, and at the top we have the headphone jack, 3.5mm audio jack, and at the bottom we have your standard micro USB data slot, and for charging as well. This supports USB OTG, so you can read your thumb drives and stuff like that off this phone, which is a very nice feature that you don't see in most Chinese phones at such a price range. At the back there's nothing much except the Xiaomi, the logo, and as well as a speaker grill, which is extremely tiny. And again, I do not understand why manufacturers like to put the speaker grill at the back, because of the problem of cupping it. Like if you hold it like that, the sound will basically be gone, and that's a problem with the Xiaomi Hongmi as well. But one thing I like to take note is that they are very smart at that, in the sense that they put it at the edge. So if you have any kind of stand or makeshift stand, you will actually be able to hear it. So that's very nice touch by them. That's all about the design and the phone overlook of the phone. As you can see, it's a fingerprint magnet, so don't mind it. And yeah, oh, I forgot to mention, the front is protected by a Gorilla Glass 2, so that is something that's always welcome as well. Now let's just talk about my thoughts on the build quality and the design of the phone. It looks very generic, let's be honest. It looks like every other phone, but the build quality, as I mentioned at the very start, is absolutely fabulous. You know, when you first picked it up, you just feel this solid feel to it. And yeah, that's about it. So one thing about this phone that people will buy, now I just have to switch off the lights a little. Alright, one thing that people buy this phone for, might want to buy the phone for, is actually for the this particular thing called the MIUI. This is their custom Android OS, and this is what I would say one of the best things about this phone. In terms of the UI, it looks like something like an iPhone, iOS style kind of navigation. Instead of the app drawers, you have all your apps present on the home screens, and then you will have to access them as per you would. Now the phone, as you can see, it has a custom UI to it, and it looks fabulous in my opinion. It is well thought out. It has all the features that you would need, and it is one of the better few custom Android OS that a phone can run on. So I'll just take you through from the start to finish. If you would like to see the other parts of the review or the conclusion, you can skip it and just fast forward, but this will be taking a look at the OS itself. As you can see, this is the lock screen. Now the lock screen can be changed to several other types by applying different themes. And yes, this launcher and this phone itself supports themes as well, which there are plentiful in their own marketplace. On press, you can have access the 3 different shortcuts. That's messaging, phone, as well as camera. Double tap on it and you will go into your music playback controls. That's amazing. If you have messages in, be it SMS or missed call, you can simply hold on to the meter button and they'll show you the notifications. So all in all, the lock screen is well thought out, at least for the default one. And it's very nice and simplistic looking, gives you every information that you need. Now, moving into the phone, you will notice the aesthetic of the phone. This is I think is one of the things that pleases me the most is the Mi UI, their default icons. It looks fabulous in my opinion. Of course, in terms of all this kind of art style and aesthetic opinion, it jumps from people to people. You might like it and you might not, but I think for the general public this is pretty good. So in terms of notification panel, it's different from your Android standard OS Android. You have all these different toggles which you can shift around and adjust the positions as to how and where they appear. And you can jump into the notification, and there are 2 different styles of this notification bar kind of thing. There is one that combines both the notifications as well as toggles. Toggles will be at the bottom, and the other one, which you are looking at right now, is that it's split up to 2 different pages. Now, in terms of notification, you can see here, this is one of the nicer touch of the OS, is that they do have this data usage kind of thing that runs at the bottom of the notification panel. So you can see here, today I use none, and remaining I have 9.7 gigs, etc. So for those of you who are looking to monitor your data usage, this is definitely a welcome feature. And of course, you do not need to download additional apps to actually run this, to log your or to view whatever amount of data you have used. Now that's for the notification bar. Let's talk about the launcher now. Now the launcher here, as I mentioned before, you can apply different kinds of themes. As you can see here, there are many themes available. Now the themes not only change the icons available, it also allows you to change the lock screen. Now one thing I'd like to see is actually for them to allow it you to mix and match. Like if I want the lock screen of this particular theme and this particular icons, but unfortunately I don't believe there is a way to do it. At least I don't see any way of looking at it. So that's one of the nice things. There are many themes to choose from, so if this type of icons do not suit you, there will be others that would definitely satisfy you. That's for the aesthetic appearance. Again, I mentioned before, it looks a lot like a an iOS style kind of navigation. You scroll to left and right to view all the applications, and you do not have the option for an app drawer. Now, long pressing on an empty space will give you the edit screen, where you can add new home screens as well as shift your icons around and delete stuff and add widgets as well. And one of the nicest touch of this launcher is that it has this live kind of icon thing. So you can see today is 11th of March 2014. The calendar there shows 11, and yes, it does change as the days pass. And the weather here, 27 degrees, it was 33 earlier, and it's also a live kind of icon tile thing. So that is very nice of them to put in. Next up, we have the security application. Now, some Chinese phones have this, most of the premium ones do, and this is a very nice touch in my opinion. It gives you a management screen of all your phone. For example, you can see security, you can check, and then there is this virus scanner as well. And there's this cleaner for you to clear all your RAM and power management options and data usage. You can see usage history, you can see what uses most data and stuff like that. And you have a block list to block numbers that you do not want to appear on your phone, to allow them to SMS you or call you. And there's this very neat feature called permissions. Now this is a permission management app that allows you to manage it down to the different types. So as you can see here right now, in terms of send SMS, there are 2 apps allowed to send SMS. There's WhatsApp, MeTalk. I'll just talk a bit more about that later on. And you can actually, you can see, if WhatsApp requires to send SMS, you can either deny, allow, or ask, and this is the default options for most newly installed apps. So when the app requires to do something, you have the pop-up, and that's a very nice thing nowadays. Knowing that so many apps require so much permissions and privacy, all this is something that some people worry. Now this permission manager is absolutely a welcome option. Now that's the security app kind of thing. Now MeTalk here. Now Xiaomi themselves has their own cloud storage kind of thing, the cloud account management thing going on. You have your iCloud, similar to the likes of iCloud, and then Find My Phone, and they even have a internal iMessaging, their own Me messaging or something like that. MeTalk is more like a WhatsApp, I believe. Yeah, you can see here, and then you can add people and talk. Now the other nice thing is that the messaging part of it is more like this, right? There's this cloud messaging option. Now if both parties own, I believe, Xiaomi phones, or if both parties run on the MIUI option, you will have this option to cloud message each other, which works similar to your iMessaging. So you do not use your SMS messages quota in your service provider plan. Instead, you use data to send messages. So that's a very neat touch to the phone OS, at least. In terms of, let's just take a look at the gallery. It's more standard, isn't something new. As you can see, these are some shots I take for the review itself, which I'll show you in the website. You can actually view it. It's your standard gallery viewing thing, nothing too different. And the camera, I'll just talk about it later on. Alright, let's jumping the gun. Now the next up is the music app. Now the music app here isn't the best, I would believe. The navigation isn't as smooth as I would like it to be, but it works pretty well. And talking about music, you have actually the option to have a internal equalizer in setup for this phone, which I'll show you right now. Headphone, it should be on headphones. Now you see that this, alright, sorry, this is the headphones part, is on sound, I believe. Yeah. Alright, so your audio quality here, you have an internal equalizer. I haven't tried it with any other apps yet. It might work, it might not, but in terms of their default stock music app, this works pretty well. The sound, you can change it to your likings, your music style, whatever kind of music you're listening to. So the equalizer is definitely something that is very nice feature of the phone, and it's built in anyways. Speaking about headphone, they have this option for you to edit your headset, the buttons you can see here. Sorry, there's no headphone attached. When you click this button, basically you will see that they'll ask you to press a particular button to do a particular function. So say you want to press the volume down to become a play button, you can do that as well. So it's very nice feature, custom feature of this MIUI. About the music app, next up we have the rest are basically the same thing, just slightly themed differently. As you can see here, themed differently in the style, their own style slightly. And that is about it for their apps. Now I want to show you the backups, Mi Cloud. Yeah, I don't believe I'm logged in yet. As you can see here, they have their own cloud thing going on. You can actually sync all your contacts, your SMS, your call logs. It backs it up on the cloud. And for those of you, of course, who worry about privacy kind of thing, now this is a legit company, so do not worry that of course, there's always the talk about data mining and stuff like that, but if you are really that scared, then you shouldn't be on the internet at all. So this is very nice thing about it. All these kind of things are more of the premium kind of things, premium features that the premium phones provide, but Xiaomi here provides this for everyone. As long as you have their an account with them as well as their phones, they will allow you to have such features available. Then there's this find device thing as well. You can go onto their website, and then if you lost your phone or something like that, you'll ping it and you can find your phone. And in terms of updates, the OS gets updated quite a fair bit whenever it is needed, but you have to note that the Hongmi here is more of the lower end kind of, isn't as focused as their flagship device. For example, to take an example, is that now the flagship devices is run on MIUI version 5 as well, but it is based on Android 4.3, whereas this one is based on Android 4.2.2. so that's just one thing to take note. Now I'm not sure if I can show you the notification LED here. Hopefully it pops up, but it might not, because I've actually viewed that particular notification already. Yeah, it's not appearing because I believe it appeared while the screen was on. But anyway, moving on, we have the camera. The camera takes pretty nice photos, really. I've taken it as 8 megapixel, isn't the best, but it works pretty well, honestly speaking. You can enable, I would suggest you to enable the advanced settings. As you see here, simple mode, you should change it, toggle it off, and then you should have the advanced menu where you can edit the ISO, the white balance, etc. You can see the photo samples and video sample on my website, the full review. The link to the review will be in the description as always, and you can view the sample photos unedited and edited. There'll be links there in the article. So camera wise, it's pretty decent, and for this price you're paying, it's definitely value for money. In terms of battery life, we have a very decent battery life here. I'm not sure why some people, I've read some people complaining about the batteries being not as good as you would like it, but honestly the amount of things that I've managed to pull out from this, now listen carefully, I managed about 30 hours of standby, that is with 3G on and sync on throughout, and as well as pulling out about 5 hours worth of video watching as well as web browsing. And recently I attended one of the events or something. I was using the 3G and my phone wasn't at max battery. It was about 50%, something like that, and I still managed to pull off 4 hours of continuous web browsing, and before it finally died out. So this phone, the battery life, in my opinion, is absolutely amazing. Let me just show you the picture I take of the, I believe, the bar chart. It should be here. Screenshot. Yep. As you can see there, this is 1 day and 23 hours. Close to 2 days already, and you can see the screen on. There is at least 10% there or more that is screen on time, and I cannot show you how long that I actually viewed it, but it is very decent for heavy users. Let's say you're gonna game on this forever, it should still work out pretty fine. Of course, there is the option to change the battery, so if you worry, you either have to hold a power bank, or you can actually buy additional batteries to swap around whenever it is needed. So that is the battery life. That's decent if you did not catch the gist already. And in terms, let's just see if we have anything different here. Now that you can manage your notifications as well. Yeah, I'm not sure that I mentioned it before, so you can prevent some stuff from appearing and etc, you know. So that's a neat touch. As you can see, you can show the flow details. I'm not sure why they always call this a flow, and but that is the data usage kind of thing. as well as connection speed, additionals. So the phone is pretty damn good. If you do not know already, I really love it, honestly. Notification light, unfortunately you cannot see it just now, but you can change the color. As you can see, there are many colors to choose from, but these are the standard few default stuff, and it works pretty well. I'm able to see it. And there is this light mode which I do not want to switch to, because you will have to restart the phone. Instead, I'll just show you again I'll show you a screenshot I took. So now this is the light mode when you perhaps want to use it for your elder person, and you want large text, etc. This is one of the modes that you can switch to. It's very simple. You get every single thing that you need for a phone to work, to appear right in front of the home screen, and everything, the text, the numbers, etc. are all enlarged to a size that should be able to be seen by people with poor eyesight, or long-sighted or short-sighted, whatever. You should be able to see it. Now, in terms of gaming performance, let's just show you right now in real racing. It is decent. Now, it isn't the best, obviously, but because of the 720p resolution, as well as the okay, alright kind of GPU, the phone on most games run pretty smoothly. As you can see, I'll show you whenever this loads up. There are some frame rate dropping here and there, but it's nothing too game breaking, and you will see in a while when this loads. It takes some time to load the higher, more demanding games, but it will load no matter what, as I've tried it before. This is Real Racing 3. Now, well, this game's load, and let's just think about what I have missed out. And it's loading up already. No, that's about it really about the phone. Gaming performance is alright. Okay, whatever. Let's just show you. Come on, let's go inside the race. Yep, right. Gaming performance great. Camera is decent. If you're looking to flash any other kind of what you call it. Alright, let's just play it first before see if we can concentrate on this. What's this? Okay, this is very difficult to play while you're recording, really. Alright. As you can see, it's very smooth. Oh god, it didn't break. So it's a failure there. Oh yes, GPS. Alright, I'll just continue playing for a while first. Okay, obviously I'm terrible when there's a camera. It's so difficult to play when you're recording and talking at the same time, and just making sure that I'm in the camera frame. Alright, so you can see it's very smooth. Nothing is wrong about it. This is a demanding game by no means. The graphics, etc. looks very nice. Display wise isn't the best that you will get with money. Obviously there are much brighter displays and possibly more colorful, more vibrant, but this does the job pretty damn well already. In terms of GPS, it suffers from your same problems with all other MediaTek powered phones. You will have to use the fix, but fortunately the fix works, and I've used it to run around, track my running, etc., and it worked perfectly fine after the fix. Now the link to the fix will be there in the description as well. I did a video before. You can browse my past videos and you will find it as well. So in terms of support, there is a English forums for their MIUI. In terms for the phone itself, for the phone model, you will find only a Chinese official forums, but I believe if you ask on the MIUI forum, people should answer you. Not too sure about that, but overall the support on this phone is absolutely amazing. But that said, if you're looking to buy this phone to flash a custom Android kind of ROMs or firmwares, etc., you will be out of luck, because you cannot find many, if not any at all. It's most probably because the phone is closed or something. I'm not too sure about that, but a simple search doesn't yield any results at all. So that's about it for the Xiaomi Redmi or Hongmi. It is a very, very good buy, in my opinion. One of the best value for money purchases that you can buy with money at the moment. In terms of price, it's currently priced at 169 Singapore dollars in the official site. That accounts to about 130 US dollars, I believe. Yeah, about there, 130 US dollars. Unfortunately, if you have to buy it off a online reseller or retailer, they're going to charge you slightly more, about 200 US dollars, I believe, or 180, which brings out the question, is it worth it at that price? You know, the main problem of this phone, therefore, is actually the availability of it. It isn't. The stocks are limited. It's very hard to purchase it if you're not from a country that they officially support or are selling. So that's something you might want to take note as well. But of course, if you're like me, so lucky to get it at 169 at the original price, it is one of the best phone you can buy at this price range. So that's it. If you have any questions, do leave it in the comments section. I'll try to answer them. And as always, if you like what you're watching, and for more Chinese related technology news and reviews, etc., do subscribe to the channel Chinese Tech, and also view our website at www.chinesetech.net. I'll see you guys again soon. As always, the full written review will be in the description bar, the link to the full written review, and I'll see you guys again soon.